I've told people many times over the years that for your overall health, athleticism, everything else, the best thing you can do is strength train, right? And that strength is never a weakness. And I get some really interesting replies sometimes to this. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. And today I would like to talk to you guys and gals about this. So, these are statements I've made, and I've told people, again, you guys see me doing this stuff in this video at 47, throwing around some moderately heavy weights like they aren't maxes, because they aren't. They're just my training singles. But, I tell people this stuff, right? I tell people this stuff, and they're like, well, I disagree. So what you're saying is right. And what they think I'm saying is never what I'm actually saying. I'm saying you should strength train. I'm saying for most of you out there, many of your various health and fitness problems would be resolved if you just got stronger. Many of your possible longevity problems would improve if you just got stronger. And that's not my opinion. There is ridiculous amounts of research supporting that at this point. Okay, but what people will say, and this is the crazy stuff. So you're saying that we should just bulk up really, really fat like the super heavyweight powerlifters, right? They just ignore all the champion powerlifters, the 90% who are lean and in lighter weight classes. They just ignore them. They pretend they don't exist. They also pretend I'm telling you to train like a competitive powerlifter, which it never said any such thing. But they go straight to bulking and like the super heavyweight powerlifters eating 5,000 and 6,000 calories a day and getting fat. That's what you're saying we should do. No, I said you should train for strength. Okay? I want to be clear. Never in the history of the world has training for strength made a person gain body fat. All right? In fact, I'm going to say that if you're at a given body weight and body fat and you don't change anything else in your life, the only thing you change is to start strength training, you will probably lose weight. So it's a really weird response, and it's a common one, because it's all they're hearing is get strong through any means necessary, not strength train, and that you should probably get stronger. Nobody said you should focus on absolute strength through any means necessary at the expense of everything else, including your health. Right? No one said, hey, you need to eat 6,000 calories a day, drink a gallon of milk, and eat 24 eggs every day. And nobody said that. I just said, hey, you should strength train. You should probably get stronger. Okay? The evidence for it is overwhelming. It reduces cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, sarcopenia, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis. All these things are reduced by strength training. Improves bone density, all these other things. Improves lipid profiles, improves insulin sensitivity. And keeping in mind that last one's a big deal for cancer and diabetes. Okay? And the bone density is a really big deal. Okay. Also can happen to make you look a little better. All right. No one said you have to get super fat. And in fact, let's go back over to the point. If the only thing you did, you made no other changes in your life other than the advice I gave, strength train, get stronger. That's it. That is the only thing that you did different. Your body fat would probably go down a little bit. All right. Because your maintenance calories would go up. You would require more food to maintain. So if you don't eat more, you might start losing weight. In fact, you probably will. In fact, you almost certainly will. All right. Next one. So you're saying we should use a bunch of steroids. I get that response. No. Never in the history of the world has going into the gym or into your garage and training for strength with basic progressive overload, never in the history of the world has that made you accidentally or magically fall on 2 or 3 syringes every week, every single week year round. Okay? That doesn't happen, right? Just like training for strength doesn't make you drink a gallon of milk and eat 24 eggs every day. Now, is there a good chance that anyone who intentionally eats that way probably does strength train? Yes. Same thing with the other thing. Is there any probability that the person who goes on a very large amount of muscle building PEDs, probably does strength train. Yeah, they probably do. But outside of those correlations, there's no causation here, guys. Getting under a squat bar, doing some squats and deadlifts a couple times a week doesn't make those things happen. Okay. So what I hear you saying, we should just ego lift and disregard technique and just try and ingrain and max out all the time. No. In fact, you notice my heavy singles in this weren't even maxes. I don't really truly max that often. Even as someone who's qualified for world championship in powerlifting multiple times, over a year ago I broke 7 state records in the state of Texas in 1 year. Yeah, all that aside, no, I don't even do that. What are you talking about? Okay, right here, here's a moderately heavy bench. It's just a training max, not intended to be a true max. Did I ego lift any of that? Did that look jerky or crazy and grinding and straining and bouncing the weight? No. I lowered it under control, butt stayed on the bench, heels flat, held it on my chest for 3 seconds and pressed it. Same thing, watch this, going to do a squat. And keep in mind, my strength training is extreme. I don't train like the average person who strength trains. Anything look uncontrolled about that squat? Did that look dangerous? Or did it look perfectly under control? Same thing with this deadlift. Why? Because they're not actual maxes. You don't have to train maxes all the time or that often. Not necessary. It's certainly not necessary for most of you to get stronger. No, when I tell people they would benefit on multiple levels if they just focus on getting a bit stronger. Whether they're a beginner or they've been training for years, most people, they would get some benefits from getting stronger and doing some extra strength training. That's all that I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should use bad form. I'm not saying that you should ego lift. I'm not saying that you should do something dangerous in the gym. I'm not saying you should put drugs in your body. I'm not saying that you should bulk until you are morbidly obese. I'm not even saying you should live in the gym. All I'm saying with that statement is you should probably focus on progressive overload with some big movements in the gym regularly and focus on getting stronger at those exercises over time while using good form. That's it. That's the totality of what it means. It's called strength training, not ego lifting. All right. But those are the arguments, and I hear them all the time, almost on a daily basis, as a rebuttal. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.